If you've got a moment, I've got a story worth telling. Out on the frontier, stories don't travel far. The ones that do usually cost someone something.
Chapter 27. The Crown. The crater stretched before them like a wound carved into the planet. Jagged walls of fused stone and blackened alloy plunged miles down, ridges of obsidian catching the dawn light. At the center rose the crown, a structure of spires so vast it looked less built than grown, as though the planet itself had thrust it upward in some ancient, catastrophic birth. Each spire arced toward the others, lightning crawling between them in vast, silent leaps. The air was thick with ionized grit, stinking of ozone and scorched metal. At intervals, a pulse of light rippled up the spires and into the sky, a signal or a heartbeat. The vessel was inside. They could feel it. Max squatted at the ridge, eyes narrowed against the glare, ribs aching with every breath. "That's our door," he muttered. "Only question is, which bloody tooth do we climb?" Ace crouched beside him, gaunt and hollow-eyed. His visor flickered with static, interference from the crown's energy field. His voice was faint, threaded with dread. "It's alive, the whole thing. I can hear it breathing." "Good," Max said grimly. "Means we can kill it." Ace flinched. "And Stone?" Max's jaw tightened. "We drag him back, one way or another." They began their descent into the crater, skidding down loose scree, weaving through fissures where molten glass still pooled. The ground vibrated beneath their boots, shuddering each time another surge of light leapt between the crown's spires. Halfway down, they encountered the first sentinels. They weren't soldiers, not in any recognizable sense. Figures stood half-buried in the crater wall, humanoid only in outline. Their torsos were fused into the rock, arms stretched outward as though crucified, faces blank plates of alloy. When Mac and Ace drew near, the figures stirred, jaws unhinging with a shriek like tearing metal. "They're part of it," Ace hissed. "The crown, it grew them. Then let's prune the garden." Mac's knife was in his hand before the first sentinel could drag itself free. He drove the blade into its throat, wrenching it sideways. Sparks flared, the creature convulsed and went still. Ace stumbled back as another sentinel clawed from the stone, its limbs jointed wrong, its head cocked at a broken angle. It lurched for him, fingers splitting into metal talons. Ace lifted a shard of stone and smashed it against the thing's face, shrieking as sparks flew. Mac finished it with a boot to the chest, the impact snapping its spine. More figures stirred in the walls, but none pursued. They only watched with eyeless faces, jaws gaping. Mac spat blood onto the ground. "Guess that's our welcome committee." The final slope brought them to the base of the crown. The spires loomed overhead, impossibly tall, their surfaces alive with shifting glyphs of light. Up close, the architecture was neither metal nor stone, but something in between. Organic curves hardened into black glass, every surface pulsing faintly as if with blood. Ace touched one spire with trembling fingers. His visor filled with static, his mind with whispers. "It wants us inside," he whispered. "It's waiting." Mac yanked him back. "Then let's not keep it bloody waiting." The first opening appeared almost by instinct. A seam split across the base of the nearest spire as they approached, folding outward like lips peeling back from teeth. Heat blasted from within, carrying the scent of scorched air and oil. Mac drew a steadying breath. "After you." Ace shot him a look somewhere between terror and disbelief. "Fine," Mac said, and stepped through first. The interior was worse than they had imagined. The walls pulsed with light that wasn't illumination so much as exposure. a radiance that seemed to strip away the surface of things, bearing nerves and thoughts. Veins of alloy ran along the floor and ceiling, flowing like molten rivers, and each pulse from the crown above throbbed through the corridors like a heartbeat. Shapes lined the walls, not quite machines, not quite corpses. Some resembled pods, transparent surfaces revealing twisted forms within, half-formed soldiers, limbs fused with conduits, faces slack with incomplete life. Others were empty, their glass lids smeared from within as though something had clawed its way free. Ace gagged, turning away. God, Mac, they're making more. Mac gritted his teeth. All the more reason to burn the place down. They pushed deeper. At intervals, the corridors opened into chambers where colossal engines turned without fuel, gears grinding against nothing, pistons driving into voids. Some machinery hung suspended in midair, rotating on axes that had no physical anchor. Each movement sang with resonance that dug into their bones. Ace staggered, clutching his temples. It's trying to pull me in. Mac, it's inside my head again. Mac caught his arm, shaking him hard. Fight it. Use it. Whatever it's giving you, twist it back on itself. We need it to find Stone. Ace panted, nodding weakly. This way, he whispered, and set off down a branching corridor. They climbed spiral ramps that looped impossibly back on themselves, passing the same stretch of wall 3 times before the architecture shifted and spat them out into a new chamber. They crossed bridges of light stretched across chasms of infinite depth. At last, they emerged into the heart. The chamber was vast, domed by spires that bent inward until they touched, forming a cage of lightning. At the center rose a dais of fused alloy, and upon it stood the vessel. It had changed again. No longer merely radiant, it now bore a form so close to human it twisted the eye. Its body shone like alabaster, its veins bright with fire, its gaze twin suns that scorched the soul. And beside it, enthroned in a cradle of light, was Stone. His body glowed with the shard's resonance, his armor fused to his flesh, his face serene and unmarked by fear. His eyes were white fire, his mouth curved in a calm smile. He looked upon Mac and Ace as though they were strangers. Mac's voice cracked as he shouted across the chamber. "Stone! It's us! It's your bloody squad!" Stone did not rise. He only lifted one hand, and light rippled outward. The vessel spoke through him. "The pursuit is ended. The judgment stands. Enter or be unmade." Mac raised his knife, bloodied and defiant. "Over my dead body." The chamber shuddered as the crown awoke, conduits blazing, the air splitting with the sound of impossible machinery. The true confrontation had begun.
That is the end for this one. Make sure you come back for more, and like and subscribe. See you soon.